this video, we are getting the roof on, the A pillar set, the B pillar set, and getting a functioning door. And I don't know how we're going to do that yet. We're missing a lot. We've got a lot to make. We've got a lot to do. So let's do it. Let's get a roof on this thing.
Car is level.
All right, so car's level. What do we decide? We're going to lift the door up on that side 2 mil?
Yep.
All right, can we clamp the sills? The goal is today, the first thing we need to do is these holes we created last time for the door swing, we need to get those welded in. I've got some laser cut plates on the bench. Let's get those in. Before we do that, let's put some clecos through these sills to make sure they are
locked in.
They're locked in, they're home, not going to move. We'll fold up these boxes. You can weld those in.
Yep.
I'm going to start working on the B pillars.
Yep.
To get the latches in, doors swinging. Clecos, okay, 1/8. We set the bottom of the rocker flush and live with it and go from there. So you got a nice sharp 1/8 bit. Thank you. I could have got just about every vice grip that exists and I still only have about a quarter of what I need. So we need to, the trick is to put a hole somewhere that we can weld up again quite easily. Take this guy out. More pieces back from laser cutting. Get rid of this black coating. It's been about half an hour now. Let's get these out. From our cardboard templates we made last time, this is why laser cutting is the best. This is our little box we made up for our sills last time. And here it is now in steel. Here we go. So we just need to fold it up like this. And that gets pocketed into our sills. And just make sure you do a left and a right, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to mark them for you, all right?
Yep. Up and down.
You good?
Yep.
All right. So with that done, we can make a start on the B pillars. Is mount some latches. Get these latching in. Get that latched in. We can just literally close the door with that latched in place, and that starts to set up our B pillar. So just got, Peter just sent me text, one measurement we're missing. The book says from the top of this corner here to the other side is 12.98. So he's just sent us through some pictures of another car that's assembled. It's got the recorders on it. So he's picked up that corner and look at that. It says 96 back there. We can make the assumption once we come forward onto this corner here. Car gets wider, so a couple more mil. Pretty good, so that's our target for the B pillars for today. Get them on at that measurement. Thanks, Pete. So it's going to take a... Unfortunately, got no measurements for them, but I do have that picture. That car looks like they were mounted really high.
Big holes.
Massive holes. No one likes big holes. So I'm going to take a guess and mount that in center. Just put that in for equal gap around, and fingers crossed that's going to work out for us. If not, we have to make some adjustments later, but good starting point. Center punch. See, that didn't, it's not very snap off. Blue point. Just broke. You can't beat simplicity. Really. Why make it complicated? There we go. There's the right size. So Anthony's just folded up these boxes and they're going to fill this hole in here. However, because our doors are in there, we just can't get in there and work. So we're going to just put these on pause for a minute until next time we get our doors off to get in there and weld those, because I really need these doors to finish lining up this roof. Once these sills and rockers are all welded up, we need to start thinking about our A-pillar here. The A-pillar is going to be a lot different than the way the 356 and the 718 are built. Threw together this little template. This little template here picks up the flange, puts a return in, allows for our door swing. There's enough clearance there for our door swing, and goes back to the 356 firewall. Now, we ran up to our buddies, you know, laser cutter, press brake, all the fancy tools. We soaked this in the, put this in the bath, you would have seen, got rid of the scale. The plan is, this is locates, now we get to pick up the flange. Down here we get to pick up the flange of the 718 so we can get some nice solid spot welds through here. We also pick up the firewall flange, or the complete firewall of the 356, and we get to a point where we can start to tie back the door hinges to this nice heavier plate here. For now, just for now, we've left this oversized because when we get to all this strut front end stuff, we need to bring a lot of strength back through the strut top, strut tower, back through to the A-pillar. So it gives us a nice solid anchorage point to work to. That's going to have to, that's, you know, we're just planning ahead, trying to work some steps ahead. We'll have to come back to this one later. So I got a box of goodies, box of hardware, a little bit of water displacement, 40th attempt. Need some screws. So I'm going to try and attempt to set up the B-pillar off the doors, off the latches, get good fitment on this latch and fabricate whatever it is we need. These are the best screwdrivers you'll ever get. They're unbelievable. Why? Is it just because it's old and shit? Like that is not going to line up. Because I reckon it's because this door's had a patch welded into it. After about 2 hours of screwing around, way longer, that simple screw-in piece was the screw around. Finally got that in. Now our B-pillars, if this goes to plan, this should just click in as if we were closing the door. How's the click? Something like that. If we push the door handle, comes off. Fantastic. So, Lines up nice. Now we can start constructing a B-pillar in here. Cardboard template, bit of CAD model in here. Here's one we made earlier. We have some excess, we can trim that off. I think let's lose this flange, make a straight box. Let's go get this laser cut. Just got back from laser cutters. Here's our part. Now this is this, believe it or not. There. No. There. That way. This is our part. This is going to be the start of our B-pillar. So we need to make a few trims, some flares, some folds. I'm just going to run over to the bench and get the bottom of these B-pillars sorted. While I'm doing that, Evan and Anthony, they're going to put the window frames in. So we need these window frames bolted in so that the roof can fit. So while I'm doing that, those guys are doing that. So this here is wrong.
Yep.
It needs like a step, it needs like that, and it needs a recess hole like that. So just paper template the other side and just bang a big hole through here for now.
Yeah, because we're going to chop it
Remember
all out.
though, there's going to be that little joggle.
Yeah, so don't go too big, like a 7mm.
Yeah. But when we do the door inners, let's just swap that out.
Yep.
Little bit of pushing that corner down in there. Little bit of why is that hitting that. Bend that in. Bend that in, punch the holes. We're getting closer. So there's that bit.
Yep.
Clear as mud?
Mostly.
Yep, I'll keep going with this one.
Yep.
Trying to catch up with that. Headed in the right direction, but from here, more. Clico, where are you, Clico? So we've got the B-pillar attached to our door. This is unclicking, unlatching, latching back in. Now we just need to fit this bit to the actual car. So we started our rear quarter lower, started some reinforcement. Need to back up the B-pillar here, work on that, get this in the right position. Continue up to our window opening eventually. Anthony and Evan just finished off getting the door frames in. So window frames, that's good. So we're getting closer to putting the roof on. We've got the rear quarter lowers almost done. Anthony's just finishing off the other side. This one's mocked up and ready. And our B-pillar inner is sitting here. So what that means is we're getting close. We need to get the roof on. Before we can get the roof on, we need to extend our B-pillars because our B-pillar on our donor roof was cut too short. It's been hacked off when this thing was made a convertible back in the day. To extend the B-pillar, we had to make up these little bits, little two pieces. Believe it or not, this is what the B-pillar looks like in the car. So let's have a look here. No, it is. I've confused myself now. Okay, this way. This is the outside of the car. That's where the rubber sits. And then that little flange there is the window opening side. So that is all the B-pillar is. Now, while I've been talking about this, I've already gone ahead and extended the B-pillar. This jig in place, trimmed off the pillar. Now a little extension, there we go. Let's weld that on there. Quick check before we weld this, just to make sure that outside edge there is all nice and flush. There we go, let's weld that on. Man, I've got the other side clamped up now. Just about used every variation of vice grip we can get. So let's get this one welded and we can carry on. We've added one piece on, which is the piece I just dropped. Then that is the other side. So that'll be the extension down through here. And then right now this B-pillar is oversized. It's cut off a little bit longer. I should say it's fabricated longer than we need, but that's so we can line it up on our body and get the right width, which I just got text through that, which is really good. So I got the right width to set up the B-pillar. Then we need to move on to the window frames. Again, we're missing about a 2-inch 50mm section through here where the roof's been hacked off. We have to fabricate that, but we need a window opening here to line up to the correct height. So next up, we need to fabricate these window openings off some window jigs. So let's get into that.
Yep. I didn't want to break the things.
So those packets. Ooh. We have a problem, Peter.
Peter.
Don't want problems, want solutions.
Well,
tin snips fix
chop,
that
chop.
problem.
Oh, you had that on the other side?
Yeah, tin, cut it off.
Cut it off.
Cut it off, bro.
Ooh, choppy choppy.
No problems here, all solutions.
Get the battery.
Got ya.
Did. Bingo was her name.
Lot going on off the top.
What's up here? Going up here, bro.
Oh, no, cousin uncle.
Where's your Sharpie at? You got the same issue as the other side where that's bulging. Tons of adjustment required on this one. Gap here is really nice. Need to throw a clamp on this so it doesn't move around. Bang one in. Might as well do one up the front, up here somewhere, up high up there, bit lower. Yep.
Got a terrible edge on it.
A little bit of clearance up there. More. One more higher, then we'll check our measurements. Oh my
just
God.
line it off.
We're kind of like 20 mil out. You on that Sharpie mark on the corner of the door?
Give or take that, yeah.
At least 15 mil, 16, 17 mil.
Really?
Push the door in as far as it goes. What do you got?
So that's in as far as it goes, and that's about there?
Yeah, so we'll look. Be nice to chase out 10 mil. When we open this, right, see that return flange of the B pillar on your side, does that hit this flange here? I can see that from here.
No. Oh, yeah, I am.
It does.
It does.
So the 10 mils on this side then. Let's start there, I reckon. Whatever, we can modify whatever we want in here to achieve our outside.
Make it, yep.
So we still need a clearance and make whatever we need to get there. Like we're close. A few mil here and there. All right, so that one there's hitting now.
More though.
See that?
Yeah.
And we're way on top of there. Let's do another measure.
Alright, so all the way in.
Yeah, so push the door until it lands.
It's touched. And we're about there.
Call it 1304. So looking for a few more mils still. So can we need to start working on your side now? So I got heaps of clearance here, crashing down there and his snip. 3 mil off that. You got snips over there, please? Starting to look like the other side.
Yep. And that's
1300.
that's a. So within
Play it
2
there.
mil.
I think we play it there and get this roof on. That's within 2 mil to that corner. We're going to gain, whatever you want to say, a mil or two by the time we get into the rear quarter. It's going to narrow. And this has been sharpened up with body filler.
Yeah.
So I reckon we're on the money right there. Let's get the roof on.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to start with our fiberglass windscreen. Roof time!
So what do we need? Vice grips, or is that just?
I forgot how we put it in. We'll probably just put some clamps on it somewhere. What we need is 400 more vice grips. That's what we need.
Can never have too many vice grips.
That's beautiful. That's pulled it down hard into that corner. Take it from the rear.
Well, you Greek now.
No, the roof. Put the roof on from the rear. For all that work, at least it was a good practice run, right?
It was something.
We know exactly how we're going to clamp it this time. Good practice. Yeah, we'll just put it on the front end.
Shit.
Thank you, sir. Let's go again. It's only been like 2 weeks and I've forgotten how this roof goes on already. All right, fiberglass.
Oh, nice. It's got to come up heaps high. Like a little bit of a clamp.
Mine's okay, I wouldn't say great. Is there any more of those big, Evan, can you chuck me another pair of those big clamps, please? The vice grips. Oh no, sorry, the other ones above.
The black and greys.
Yeah, one of those, yep. Thank you. The door says no.
Computer says none.
Door says no.
This has got to come behind.
Yeah.
I'm hitting on this. Right, you know.
Now the games begin, don't they?
Oh, your gap's so much nicer.
Oh. Look at my door, back of my door.
Is it just hitting that pillar, the big pillar?
All right, swing it and see if we have going for adjustment.
Better.
So it wants to go up at the rear a little bit still, I reckon.
Yep.
So I'm going to try and loosen the top and we'll give it. Keep pressure on it. Okay, stay here. Just a little bit up, not that much. There, hold there.
Like that?
Yep. See if I can get in there. Don't move, mate, don't move. Go. Can this frame go up at the back?
Well, it can, but then it comes off the door.
Yeah. What size is this?
10.
Let's adjust that.
So you,
That would help us a ton if the back frames went up. Let's give it a try. Let's go. Well, that doesn't fit. at all. Let's get this window in. We can adjust the roof, line this up, then fuck around. I shouldn't say that. Beep. Then let's put this piece in, adjust the roof height, get this line to run through nice. Then we can screw around if there's window frames and get this gap taken care of. So we have jigs somewhere, don't we? Yeah. We've got Jason's window frames. One each. Thanks. Just another reminder, I could do with 100 more vice grips.
Yeah, I'm all out.
You're out of vice grips too? Down and it's not too bad. Just eyeballing where you look at that rear quarter window to the top edge of that door. It's not like ridiculously off. Fuck, it's not gonna fit. Man, it's been a little while. It's been a day or two. We have screwed around with this roof. I don't know how many hours and frustration and thrown tools getting this thing lined up. It is somewhere closer. We're almost getting there. We've started to achieve a nice gap around the door. Got it located. Working on this B pillar here. Needs a bit of a subtle tweak. We've put in our window frames and built this contraption to hold those in the right place. Shuffled our rear window. And got this whole thing mocked up. So we get to a point now when we're happy with our supports. We really can start working on these B pillars. So we've got our piece, we've put our latch in, and our B pillar has to come and locate somewhat in here, just as a ballpark. We don't know exactly where. The whole idea is working back from the A pillar, got our latch working, so our B pillar clicks into our door. We can swing our door. We've got a little bit of interference here. The idea is we now shuffle this around. You can see it's way off at the moment. We can shuffle this around to get our alignment and build our substructure behind, which we're a little bit more advanced on the other side. You can see here, door's hung, got a better gap, a little bit of finessing, fine tuning required. We start to have our support flange for the bottom of the pillar, and we've even trimmed our B post to line up flush. Wouldn't be a 60s car without the 60s hinge creak. A little bit more finessing to get this really dialed in there. We've got to get this B pillar locked in so we can hang a rear quarter on this thing. It's work, it's progress, we're moving forward. We need to get some exterior shape back onto this car. You would have seen us previously dissect the rear end of our donor car, and that is how much of our rear quarter inner we ended up on our jig. And there's not a lot left from the whole car. We did pick up, thanks to our buddy, our mate Brad, made us a pair of rear quarter inners. You see that's a whole rear quarter inner. That's how much of it we ended up using, or we need to use. I just could not bring myself to cut this thing up for that amount of metal. So we went ahead and made our own fresh one. We almost have this B pillar in the right spot now. So we've got our pieces that we've made. This becomes our exterior window sill that sits under this flange. So at the moment it's made oversized, but you can see here the goal is whatever, sits like this somewhere under there. That's the top of our rear quarter, exterior, and then we have our inner piece, which we mentioned. That is actually all we need for our rear quarter inner. That mates up, that causes our I don't know what we call this, let's just call it a window sill. It's a window sill, right? It's our flange for our window, inner and outer. Our next challenge, or our next goal, is to get these in here. This is our inner structure that comes up under there, somewhere there. Our goal will be to make a new piece from this flange down to the 718 base to get this whole rear quarter tied together before we move forward into this rear strut area. We do need to connect this up into the window. Now, all these little bits, it's this constant battle between 356, 718. We're trying to join two cars together like this. They're not going like this. So we need to make some more parts. To get this window sill through, the rear quarter locked down, we need to start working up to reinforce. You can see over the other side there, the brace up into the roof, the C-pillar area. We need to start working on this to connect them together, to make a nice overlap so we can get some good spot welds in here and here so that we can float the rear end and get in the right spot. Anyway, you can see there's this beautiful little flange put onto the edges of these. So there's a couple of different ways to do that. We don't really have a bead roll with a bunch of tooling. I would have a bead roll, but we don't have a bunch of tooling. Pull max, so to pull max it, all we need to do to make our own pull max tool is to get a couple little bits of steel. In this case, we just laser cut them, then fit them together, get good fitment, check. Once we've got those fitted together, we'll give them a polish, nice little lead in, and we can just run our piece through our pull max. Once it's run through the pull max, we end up with a nice little joggle to replicate the original one. And on our rear quarter inner, this will come down, overlap, provide us a nice area to put some spot welds, and that's going to return into the window frame. So it's just a stack up of whole little pieces at this stage. We're really starting to get close. Get this B-pillar sorted, hang the top edge of this window sill here. We can finally hang a rear quarter, get a rear quarter on this thing and see what we're up for next.